चलिए तो स्टार्ट करते हैं. Anything that surrounds and affects us is known as environment. It has two components. Notes लिख लेना जरूर. It has two components, that is biotic and abiotic. Okay. Next, salient features of environment. What are the salient features of the environment? The salient features of the environment are given below. At any given point of time, environment is the sum of biotic and abiotic elements. Environment is the sum of biotic and abiotic elements. Biodiversity, habitat, and energy constitute the three basic components. Biodiversity, habitat, and energy constitute the three basic components of the structure of an environment. Third, environment changes in space and time. Environment changes in space and time. It is based on write these notes. Okay, the salient features of environment from this point. It is based on interactive and functional relationship. Interactive. Write these notes. So write these notes. The salient features of environment are given below. At any given point of time, environment is the sum of biotic. Biotic means those who are living organisms, and abiotic means those who are non-living organisms. Okay, non-living organism, but they are the part of the nature. So abiotic components में क्या क्या आ जाएंगे? River, mountains, and all these things. Okay, I'm coming in 1 minute. So salient features of लिख लिया आप दोनों ने. Environment changes in space and time. Environment changes in space and time. So according to the time period, it keeps on changing. Environment keeps on changing. It is based on the interactive and functional relationship between biotic and abiotic components. Functional interaction. What are the abiotic components? Just like the jharna, the waterfalls, mountains, these are the abiotic components because these are not living things. Just like winds. Okay, but these are the part of the nature. But they are not living things. So that's why they are known as abiotic components. In abiotic components, we are not talking about the things that are made by humans. Okay, that are made by humans. We are not talking actually about them, but it has now become a day by day it is becoming a part of abiotic components. But we are just talking about mountains, waterfalls, and rivers, and sunlight, and wind. These are the abiotic components. Okay, between relationship between biotic and abiotic components, the working of an environment and its dependent systems are governed by flow of energy. So there is flow of energy from one form to another, because as we all know, whenever the paper burns, its one form changes into carbon particles, and one form changes into vapors, and one form changes into ashes. Okay, ashes. So in this way, the forms changes. Okay, and one form changes into heat. That the heat it produce. So these are the changes in the things. Okay, systems are governed by the flow of energy. Environment generates its own organic matter. Differs in space. This space doesn't mean the outer space. that is this space doesn't mean this. Okay, space means the area we are living in, from region to region and climate to climate. So there is differences between abiotic and biotic components from region to region. As you all see that in southern India there is humidity and high on heat, but in northern India, what we see, the nature keeps on changing from summer to winter, and summer from summer to rainy season to winter. So in this way, it keeps on changing in northern part. Okay, environment tends to maintain an ecological balance. Environment क्या करता है, हर एक चीज को balance करता है, because if you begin to pollute the environment, then environment will surely one day balance it, So this is the one video that you all must see. Just try to observe each and everything, because in this video there are images related to environment, what is just happening in environment, how we can control the environment. So environment, how we can control, by constructing the solar panels and by not polluting the rivers. The each and every images in this video has a particular meaning, so just try to focus on it. Okay, just try to focus on it, because each and every image has a meaning in it. So I will play it again. So in this video, what we have seen that it is talking about nature, it is talking about solar panels, it is talking about droughts, it is talking about many other things. Okay, I will add my audio in it. Okay, so these are the melting glaciers. These are the melting glaciers and ocean. Okay, ocean areas, Antarctic oceans में glaciers melt हो रहे हैं. ठीक है. So the forests are in this particular image. What we are trying to show, that forests are degrading. Basically, forests are degrading, and the land is becoming dry area, just like deserts. Okay, the ice is melting continuously. The ice is melting continuously, and sea water level is rising. So these are the basic droughts and factories, Okay, the birds' habitat are being occupied, are being constructed. Okay, so the nature needs our help, and how we can help it by going to solar panels. We should go through solar panels, means renewable source of energy. So renewable sources of energy are solar panels and windmills. Okay, and windmills, renewable sources of energy. So in this way we will be able to protect different animals, and we will be able to protect their waters and rivers and their we will be able to provide each and everything to the nature. Okay, so that's the basic meaning of this video is. Next, man and environment. Okay, all of you can see it clearly. Geography often been defined as the study of main relationship with environment. According to Miss Semple, a leading American geographer of the early 20th century, man is the product of the earth. Man is the product of the earth. Man is not made to rule the earth. Man should behave according to the earth. Okay, or his environment. In 1859, Charles Darwin showed that life developed under the selective action of the natural forces it determines scientifically. The position of a man as a creature adapted to his environment. This approach for the first time was applied by German geographer B. Retzel in anthropology, human and political geography. This scientist position of men resulted into the deterministic school of thoughts. Deterministic school of thoughts. The point of view of followers of determinism is the environment controls the course of human actions. In other words, it is believed that variation is human behavior. So variation is basically human behavior. Okay, variation means changes in the environment, and changing the things according to his desires and needs is the human behavior. Okay, around the world, and can be explained by differences in physical environment and geographical settings. So these are the words by Majid Hussain books. Okay, Majid Hussain पढ़ना इतना आसान नहीं है. That's why I have added some videos related to your course. Okay.
CO2 in the atmosphere by more than a third. Pollution to overpopulation are driving up the Earth's temperature and fundamentally changing the world around us. The main cause is a phenomenon known as the greenhouse effect. Gases in the atmosphere, such as water vapor, carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, and chlorofluorocarbons, let the sun's light in, but keep some of the heat from escaping, like the glass walls of a greenhouse. The more greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, the more heat gets trapped, strengthening the greenhouse effect and increasing the Earth's temperature. Human activities, like the burning of fossil fuels, have increased the amount of CO2 in the atmosphere by more than a third since the Industrial Revolution. The rapid increase in greenhouse gases in the atmosphere has warmed the planet at an alarming rate. While Earth's climate has fluctuated in the past, atmospheric carbon dioxide hasn't reached today's levels in hundreds of thousands of years. Climate change has consequences for our oceans, our weather, our food sources, and our health. Ice sheets, such as Greenland and Antarctica, are melting. The extra water that was once held in glaciers causes sea levels to rise and spills out of the oceans, flooding coastal regions. Warmer temperatures also make weather more extreme. This means not only more intense major storms, floods, and heavy snowfall, but also longer and more frequent droughts. These changes in weather pose challenges. Growing crops becomes more difficult. The areas where plants and animals can live shift, and water supplies are diminished. In addition to creating new agricultural challenges, climate change can directly affect people's physical health. In urban areas, the warmer atmosphere creates an environment that traps and increases the amount of smog. This is because smog contains ozone particles, which increase rapidly at higher temperatures. Exposure to higher levels of smog can cause health problems such as asthma, heart disease, and lung cancer. While the rapid rate of climate change is caused by humans, humans are also the ones who can combat it. If we work to replace fossil fuels with renewable energy sources like solar and wind, which don't produce greenhouse gas emissions, we might still be able to prevent some of the worst effects of climate change.
So in this way, this is the short version of your class. So we will study about environment through my notes next day. That's the end of the class. Okay. Any doubt related to environment notes? Okay, thank you.